RLCraft is a very fun and easy mod pack. In this mod pack, there are many new structures, such as these custom villages, dragon dens with level 5 dragons, which are super strong, battle towers, and many, many more. There are also a bunch of new items from various different mod packs, such as more mobs, health, more tools, just like dynamic stuff, more weapons, waystones, stuff to keep you warm, stuff to keep you cold, and everything in between. Oh, and did I mention that you can't punch trees? To actually break down a tree, you have to go through the whole process where you need to actually find gravel, collect flint, break the flint on stone by right-clicking, grabbing the flint shards, going back to that tree, and then you need to punch the leaves until you get sticks so that you can make a knife. Once you make that knife, you take it and you collect plant fibers from cutting grass, turn that plant fiber into string, and then make a flint hatchet, which you can then use to cut down your first tree. Oh yeah, and there's also skill levels, so you can't even mine iron until you reach mining level 4. Whoa, let's stop right here. Before we get into this, I know everybody's probably wondering, wait, but isn't Better Than Wolves technically harder than RLCraft? And to that I say, yeah, probably, but I don't have it, so this is all I have to work with. So anyways, I'm just going to get back into the video now. Now, this kind of sucked at this point, because this was my, probably 9th or 10th attempt at this video, because I just kept getting horrible spawns where I keep dying, and I get a horrible spawn. I spawn in a mesa, but I see trees, so I kind of start making my way towards them, and once I get over the hill, I do notice something a lot better than where I spawned. The first thing I see when I come over this hill is just a village church kind of sitting in the middle of the desert, which was kind of odd, but in this mod pack, random village structures kind of just spawn wherever. But I actually do see a river, which, if you don't know, has gravel sometimes at the bed of the river, and as per mentioned in the beginning of the video, kind of in the intro, you need gravel to progress. But before I do that, I kind of break these tumbleweeds to see what I get, and I realized I got some decent stuff from it. So I kind of broke those, and I broke the dead bushes to get these sticks I would need for my flint knife and hatchet. But anyways, I go to the river, and I get gravel and turn it into flint. And I got flint on the second try, which is actually really good. And so I need to find stone to actually crack the flint, so I end up just digging down because there's not really a better way to find stone right now. And I crack the flint, I pillar back up to, the surface, and I make my flint knife. After that, I start cutting grass, getting plant fiber, so that I can make myself my next tool, which is the flint hatchet. But I end up grabbing more than I need just in case I need string later on, which it kind of comes into play later, but not too much. Anyways, I turn this into string, and I kind of mess up the crafting recipe a few times because I'm kind of stupid, but it doesn't matter. I get 5 plant string, and I use a stick, a flint shard, and 1 piece of string to turn it into a hatchet. And I start cutting down my first tree. Now after cutting down this tree, I pick up the wood and I move on to the next tree. And if you didn't know, in this mod pack, you actually have to right click or shift or crouch to actually pick up items. So it's kind of hard when you're looting stuff, but it's cool. It's very unique. So I get the second tree, and I realize I'd probably get more wood from the giant dark oak trees, so I start to mine that, but it does take a lot longer to mine. So I break that, and I started off with 16 logs from 2 oak trees, and from one tree I got 18. So I do realize it's better to actually cut down the dark oak trees, so I move on to my second one, but not before checking my hatchet durability, because I don't want it to break, and then I would have no way to turn the wood into planks. Okay, after I grab that wood, I turn the oak logs into planks. And to turn stuff into planks, you either have to have an axe and put the plank with the axe, or sorry, the log with the axe in your crafting box, but I don't have an axe here, or a saw here. So you actually have to place it on the ground and click it with the axe to make it turn into planks. And I do actually notice a broken battle tower in the distance, which aren't too good for loot, and I was just making sure the difficulties where it spawns mobs, because sometimes it defaults to peaceful, because I only play peaceful because I'm not good at this game. But I go over here and I end up crafting myself a few tools so that I can mine. I make myself a pickaxe so I can mine up the battle tower and get cobblestone. I do also try to kill a cow with the knife, but it isn't that efficient, so I kind of just wait until I make myself a stone axe from, like I said before, the cobblestone from the battle tower. And I do end up breaking the skeleton spawner because I don't want any spawning on me and one-shotting me, because that can actually happen. It's not very fun. And I heard a weird noise, but I just kind of chose to ignore it. I still have no idea what it was. You can see me acknowledge it. I don't know what that noise was. It could have been the cow. It could have been something in the battle tower. And you see I turn off ambient noises to hopefully make it stop, because it kind of just freaked me out. But I make the stone axe, and I break more cobblestone, and I make myself a stone pickaxe. And there's the noise again. I have no idea what it was, so I loot the chest, grab all the wheat, which is very good for food, and I grab my crafting table and just leave, because I don't want to get killed in the first, 7 or 8 minutes before, Oh, and I see this purple liquid, and I get poisoned and get plague, which is not fun, and I thought it was going to kill me, because my head was on half a heart, but luckily it didn't kill me. It was very close, though. Now, after it runs out, I'm very lucky. I see sheep in the distance, and in this mod pack, there's a health system, as you just saw. So I kill the sheep, and this is where that extra string comes into play. I place on my crafting table, and I do this. I craft my own bandages, and luckily I caught that creeper, or else I would have definitely died. But it blows up my crafting table and that tree with it, which is some free wood. I'm not going to complain. I need that for building later. But I go around. I'm starting to heal. I find a new creature, and I kill some chickens for XP, because I do want to eventually level up my mining level. And I see a normal battle tower in the distance while killing chickens. So my only thought is, how can I completely just skip everything in the battle tower and completely cheat it? So that's what I did. Now, I'm actually going to speed all this up, because I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me completely just cheese this battle tower for probably 7 or 8 minutes. It's extremely boring, so I'm kind of going to speed it up and add some context here and there on what I'm achieving right now. this chest here was a really good find because I ended up getting bricks and wool, which I can use the wool and actually uncraft it into string, and the bricks end up becoming very good building blocks later for when I'm raiding this battle tower. Here I see there's skeletons, so I kind of figure out a better way to loot this place because once again, I don't want to get headshot and instantly die. And so I end up going up there, I move up more, and I notice something in the distance flying around, and I start using this new technique to loot all the chests. So I got some plaster and bandages there, and I make my way up more, placing a torch there so I kind of have some light. Check out this one, and this chest is really good. It had recall potions, which are like from Terraria. They send you back to your spawn point, and I keep going up. I keep the recall potions in my hotbar in case I fall off so I don't die. And I open this next chest. This next chest is very good. It has 2 diamond swords, some loot in it, and I block that off there. Now, the next chest is where things start to get a little bit interesting. So I mine up, and I'll kind of just let this clip play out from here. I get knocked off of the battle tower by a cave spider, and I realize I'm currently dying of hypothermia, because you have to worry about cold in this game. And I place on a torch thinking that'll help me, but it doesn't end up doing anything, so I have to think very fast. Luckily enough, the furnace does actually create heat for you, and I heal my body so that I don't end up dying. And that's where the coal from Battle Tower came in clutch. I could have obviously used planks to, create that fire, but I don't know, I kind of just worried in a moment, and I ended up grabbing more sand for raiding it later. I also craft a bed from the wool that I gathered, and I reset my spawn point, which is very good. I then forget that you can't craft torches, you have to actually light them, which kind of sucks, but I don't have the stuff to do that right now. And I go in here and I craft just a chest and put some of the basic stuff in there, so if I die, I don't totally, everything splatters into the water. I don't want to lose all that stuff in the water, because in this version of Minecraft, it actually still sinks. It doesn't float like in the newer versions, because this is pre 1.14, or 1.13, sorry. And so I grab a lot more sand for raiding the battle tower, and this actually turns out to be very helpful. Now this is where the bricks come in. Like I said, I build up with all the bricks I can, and I end up running out, so I use the 1 mossy cobblestone, and then I start to use the sand, and I do end up mining into the wall, and I have a very smart idea. So I make some planks with my logs and axe. I make a crafting table. I place it down and I make slabs. Now, you'll see why I make slabs in a second. So I place a slab here. I use it to kill the zombie there. I grab the slab, place on the bottom, and then I use that to do the chest while I can't get hit. And I repeat that. I build up. I check how long I have until the top, because there's a boss at the top that actually does a lot of damage because I don't have armor. I do the same technique, and this chest is very good. Diamond armor, rings, baubles, trinkets. So I go in and put these rings on, but I realize the potion ring is very bad. It's all negative effects, and that's where the boss gets mad. So I jump off, and that fireball narrowly misses me, and I swim to shore. Now I kind of look at what he's doing, and he starts to fall down. So this is where I start panicking, and I try to pack up as most of my stuff as possible. Kind of grabbing all the good stuff, making sure I get the diamond sword and kind of all the, yeah, like I said, good stuff. So I grab my bed, I grab my furnace, and I just drop the handles because I can always craft more. I put down my crafting table, make a few more planks. And I feel like this part is very straightforward on what I'm doing. Now, this next part is extremely boring. It's just me rowing around for a good 3 minutes, and nothing interesting happens, so I'm going to skip to when I find my base location. Now, this is where I actually start to begin building my base, which is kind of going for more castle-y vibe, but I start to build up my first turret, which is going to be where I live just for now, and I do have a unique way about the door, which I find very cool. Now, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out in 2x speed so you guys can see how I make my base. Now, as this episode ends, I just want to give a massive thank you to Shivaxi for actually making this mod pack. I know he put a lot of time into it. Maybe, I don't know how making mod packs works, but I feel like it would be a lot of time. And yeah, once again, thank you Shivaxi for making this awesome mod pack.